All right, welcome back. Welcome back from that short break that we took. Let us continue with our class for today. Um, as I told you before, today we shall be doing a lot of things, and I still don't feel so well. Just I request just who can pray for me, so I can be in one shape, so that we can finish our classes. Yeah, I'm having some health conditions, but I'm trying my best to make sure we don't miss any lecture. So today, my intention was we should actually finish up the mixing part of it. So let us open up the mixer. Now, those ones who are seeing the mixer for the first time, this is how it looks. I can maximize so that it covers the whole screen. Okay, now when I maximize, this is what we have. This is the mixer. Okay, we can click on one, then we scroll and it moves sideways. Now let us introduce the first one. Here is what we call the master. Okay, this is the master controller. Now this is like each channel is represented here. Okay, this is channel 1, or people call it channel 0. Channel 0 is the master controller, or the master channel. Then this is channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, channel 4, like that. 5, it's numbered up here. Okay, so these channels, you can have your instruments onto these channels so that you can control all your instruments from the same panel, and that's why we call it a mixer. So we can mix every instrument onto from our mixer here. We can mix them from our mixer here, and actually it makes editing very interesting. So for example, that time when you're doing the mixing, okay, we call that process mixing, assuming you've now made your beat, it's nice and what, so but you want to be careful to the extent that you want to identify how much volume should I have on this particular instrument. You come to the mixer. Now at this point, you definitely need what we call a monitor. Okay, there are two types of monitors. There's the monitor speakers, then the monitor headphones. When you go to studios, you will find those big headphones like the one I'm using right now. Yeah, they're a little bit expensive, but they're good. It brings high quality sound that you are able to identify even the smallest sound. You can identify that, and it also cuts all the noise from your background. For example, right now I'm talking from my room, but if someone comes and knocks at my door, I will not even hear, because the monitor, it's really big that it covers my ears and makes sure I'm shielded from all other external noise, so that the only sound I'm hearing is from the digital audio workstation. So the monitor is really good. It helps you when you're editing at this part. So assuming you have your monitor, even if you don't have the monitor, don't worry. Still, your default speaker can still help you, though there are some instruments that might be too small that you cannot. So now, the question, someone may ask a question, how do I bring these instruments? Because the truth is, after having your instruments uploaded on the channel rack, it does not just go automatically. That does not go automatically to the mixer. Okay? Now what we do, we come and select all these instruments. Let me pull this down, okay? And make sure. Okay, now these are my instruments. All of them are here. So what I do, I select. Now you can see this green one. It means this particular instrument is selected. When you left click, it selects one. Okay, but when you right click, it selects one. When you right click the next one, it will select the second one. There's nothing like pressing control or what. Please right click on every box. The box you're seeing, right click, right click, right click, right click. Okay, by right clicking, you're selecting. So after selecting all these instruments, you realize, okay, now I need to take all these instruments to the mixer. So after, you go to the mixer. Okay, this is our mixer, and you come to the first instrument, sorry, the first channel. Okay, sorry, just a moment. Okay, you come to the first channel. Remember, what you did, you just selected all the instruments, then you come to the first channel. Upon reaching the first channel, you right click on the first channel. From up there, as you can see what I'm doing, I just go ahead and right click. It will bring you very many options, okay? But I want you to take note of what we call routing, okay? Routing. Go to routing. under routing is what we call channel routing. Then it will ask you two questions. Do you want to route the selected channels to this track, or you want to route the selected channels starting from this track? I think we understand, because on this track it means all the channels will be uploaded there on one track, which is ideally not really does not really make sense. But what we can do, we can give each instrument its channel, but starting from the one we have selected. That's why I said you should go to track number 1 or channel number 1. Okay, so just come to route selected channels starting from this track, then you click. Now you realize all the instruments you've put there, they are on this channel 1, channel 2, like that. It goes up to channel 13. Okay, channel 13. So when you reach channel 13, it means all this is the last instrument, the other side. So here you realize now all the instruments have been put on our mixer. Now people who have used these public address systems, you know, when we talk of a mixer, you understand that mixer, it has very many knobs, very many buttons that we can use to mix. We increase the volume of the other instrument, we reduce the volume of this particular instrument, something like that. So that is what we have. Okay, let me just pause the video for a few seconds. All right, let's continue. Okay, let's continue with our class. I was still trying to send in our first video because I didn't want to keep you waiting. Now, from where we stopped, we realized that each instrument is on each channel. So let's try to play it and we listen to it. Now, you see these green things which are moving in this bar. So what I'm going to do, let me maximize so that we can see it clearly. Let me maximize. Upon maximization, this bar is long. When I play, you can see what is playing. The way it is coming, it means that particular instrument is the one which is playing. Okay, and this first one, we said it's the master one, so it's for all the things. So if you want to increase the overall volume, you'll come to this one. So onto the mixer, I want to introduce a few things. The first one, this button or this knob is for volume. Okay, you can adjust it. Okay, this is the master volume. Now this is the volume for this channel, like that. Okay, and in volumes, we have there's what we call panning. We can always we can make this instrument to be heard only from the left here or the right here. We already talked about that thing in the channel rack. But if you want to swap it, like you want to change the left, take it to right, then the right to left, we can use this. It is called the swap left and right channel, so you can use it for swapping. And this one is the reverse polarity. I'm going to explain that later when we come to mastering. Now this one is panning. So the same thing we were doing here, this one we were swapping, but we can still pan from here. Okay, from these buttons here, all these are for panning. We can make the instrument to be heard only from the left here or from the right here. But remember, this same function is also found where? Here in the channel racks. This is, we said these first knobs are for panning, then these ones are for volume. So I think I mentioned it in an earlier video that we have a lot of volume everywhere. So you be careful the way you adjust them, okay? Because it can affect the overall volume. Now let's play our beats and we listen to it. So let's try to increase this. Now you realize the bass is too much because we have increased the volume of the bass up to a very high amount. So that is what happens. So let's listen to it again and we identify which instrument needs to be reduced and increased. Now that is what we call mixing. We listen carefully, we identify which one do we need to reduce, which one do we send to the left, which one do we send to the right. So it's part of mixing. So let's listen carefully. Realize that one of this one is too much, like the one which is bringing the melody of the song, ding 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 It's too high. We want it because we want to keep the reggae style of the song. So we want more of the reggae to be heard. So let's identify which one it is. So I think it's this one. We can try to reduce. So we can keep it low like that, okay? Let's check on okay. Now this is the bass, so we can make the bass there, okay? I think that bass is enough, okay? I want us to identify which one we can do some panning on. Let's try onto this D electron. So I think this is our D electron is our loop. Okay, so let's try this electric. So so we can keep that one a little low like that, okay? Now this is the reggae drum, okay? We can add it a little more, so we can have some feel of reggae. Now we can reduce this a little more, okay? This is our loop. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want us to waste a lot of time onto this thing, but that is what you do when it comes to mixing. So we can come and mix the volumes and the panning, and we didn't do a lot of panning here because I don't want us to take a lot of time, but you can come back and do some panning. For example, you can choose an instrument like grand piano. We can decide to take it towards the left. So that one is not good because it is sounding fun. Let's keep it in the middle. Let's balance it. Let's pan these instruments, these percussions rather. This one. Yeah, I think that's better, okay? And this one. Yeah, that's good, okay? So we can swap it. So when you do panning, you create a lot of space. This is what we call the headroom. You create a space in the ears, in the sound of someone who is hearing. There's a free space that when they put the vocal, it will be like, yeah, you have not used very many instruments. So it's always good to do the panning. You pan it at different rates, different levels. It will always help you to always have or come up with the best of the best. Okay, so let us proceed onto something else. Now that we have had this, okay, I want us to record, okay? Just let's record something simple. I want to show you how to record. I said at the end I would talk about recording. So now let's close here. So you come to options, okay, then your audio, then under device here, please make sure you select SU or FL Studio. One of these, it should help you. So let me just select FL Studio and see if it will work for me. Okay, it's taking too long to finish up settings. Okay, so let's see. So now, after selecting that FL Studio, you come to the mixer still, okay? Coming onto the mixer, you can see this first box here, it's active. It's written post, none. So click the drop down, then you choose FL Studio in 1 to in 2. Like input, you're inputting sound 1 and 2. Because I have 2 different input ports, 1 and 2. So, but you can also choose 1, you can also choose 2. But choose 1 and 2, okay? So I'm going to choose that one. 1 and 2. So here I can hear what I'm saying. Okay, that's how it is. Okay. Something is not right. I'm not hearing very well. That's why okay, let's stick to that. Let me try another option. If we had selected SU for this one here, if it would also give us the same thing.